Well, guys, due to the position we are all in together, your regularly scheduled restoration channel is switching gears. Welcome back to the homestead. So guys, here's a layout of our garden area. This is a burn pile over here, and usually that's really bad. I say don't put your garden where you burn stuff, and we only burn wood in there. But the reason that I say that is because it kills all the bacteria in the soil. Well, the problem with this soil is, you can see here, it's nothing but sand. There's a little bit of organic matter in there, but it's really nothing but sand. Sand, weeds, and grass. So we're gonna have to get in here, till this over, make sure that we kind of kill everything, let it break down for a little while, and the first run of gardening in this section is going to be a lot of hand hoeing. So the first step is getting that pile away, moving that to my other section where I burn at. So we'll fire up the tractor, put on the grapple bucket, move all that stuff. And then I've got this tiller here, but it is, it's in need of some love. So we're going to get this all cleaned out, make sure that this tiller works like a tiller should. I'm pretty sure water hose is not in the tiller recipe. We're going to get the tilling done today, and then I'm going to talk to you about my sources for all the organic matter that's going to go back in here, and how we're going to beef this soil up to where it can actually produce vegetables. Really, I shouldn't even bother tilling this. I should just be building raised beds, and that may be the case. I've grown 50 pounds of food a day for like a month and a half out of 4x8 raised beds. I did it. And it's prolific. It looks like a jungle in these 4 little tiny boxes. And you can do that too. So we're probably going to set up some raised beds as well. The problem with raised beds is, to do it the way that I like to do it, it can be a little expensive. Back when we first got into homesteading, we got a couple of these guys right here. And yeah, they're not... I don't know. This one hasn't been turned in a year, but they're not, these guys are, I wouldn't even waste your time, guys. For the amount of money you'll spend on this, you can just buy some decent compost. So if you're composting, I wouldn't bother with this. What you need is a massive compost, a lot of compost. You need to find someone that's got a horse and take a little pile and just keep piling it up in your yard. Cover it with black plastic if you want to help the heat get in there, but just really let that kick off. There's not enough volume in here to do anything. Like, you're better off just throwing everything into a pile in your yard. I've got a line on some poop, and we're going to compost it ourselves, but I'm going to have enough. Just by, getting rid of that, I'm going to have enough that I can put a big pile in the corner. It'll compost really, really quickly, and then we'll be able to side dress our plants with good natural compost. Okay, the pile's gone, and we've burned out here before, but all that does is kind of give you that whole charcoal deforestation stuff. So this is probably pretty good soil, because we haven't actually burned this in years. You can see there's just bugs everywhere in it. This is the stuff with the charcoal in it right here, and then you just move the dirt a little bit and you can get down to like that, and that's our soil. So our soil is nothing but sand. I mean, that is sand, sand, sand. There's nothing else in there. So let's get the tiller on there, chop all this grass up, till it back in. Hopefully that'll add a little bit of nutrients back to the soil. All right, I don't want to mess with this for a while, so what I'm going to do is grab this guy, get in there and cut all that stuff out, and we should be good to go. So as I'm clearing all this out, I've never tilled with this before. I picked it up like this. That is a piece of pipe that got tilled, and it's wrapped all the way around everything. So I got to get that out first. and I've already gone through my blade. So I'm gonna go grab another one of those blades, and we'll get to continue cutting. So this wheel is from Norton. It's called a Gemini, and I'm actually really impressed with it. So you noticed over here, this was under pressure, so every time I would get to a certain point, it would bend closed, right? And so that's why I was making relief cuts. And every relief cut I thought I was okay, but it would make another cut, or it would grab again and it would grab the blade. But that blade actually held together pretty good, considering the force that was put on it. So that's actually a pretty decent blade. Good job. I think we can get this piece out now. There we go. There's pipe number one. And guys, this happens when you're tilling soil. I didn't do this, but the person who hooked me up with this, and I'm very grateful for, they did it, but they were tilling like an old farm that hadn't been worked in forever. And once they completed the job, they were able to pass this on to me. I'm very grateful. But yeah, now we gotta get that out of there. Always easier to beat than cut. Slide it down, under, pull it out. Yay! Okay, now we just have this mess to deal with. Okay, we got a piece of rebar on this side. We got some wire on here as well. We'll get that off. And then we're as far as we can get over here, and there's still wire, right? So I've got a tool in the shop that's going to help me get that off. One that I keep telling you guys you need to pick up. It's pretty awesome. I'll show it to you. So this is my mini belt sander, and it's going to make quick work of getting through that rebar. Sitting up here on the tractor, it's probably about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and as you can see right over here, those trees shade half of the garden area, and that's not cool. So we're going to take down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and I left those trees there specifically because I really liked the cedar and I wanted it to grow and do well. But looking at the cedar, it doesn't look that good anyway, so now's the time to take her down. And that's perfect. We'll get some nice cedar wood out of that. Dogs like it. Go get them, Milo. Daddy just made the dogs like their favorite thing in the world. They love digging up the sand. Hey, just because your mom shows up? Dadgum. See where I rank. Okay, so tomorrow I got a very special video for you. It's going to be about soil amendments and the importance of being able to add certain things to your garden to really, really kick your soil off. So there's a lot of you that don't have access to that tractor and you don't have like $300 to go buy a tiller. It's okay because you can rent tillers in your area, and also people will come out and till your backyard for you, and you could spend as little as 25 bucks to get that part done. I've decided to split this series up into a two-part system. One where we use commercial fertilizer just so that you guys could get some food in the ground, and the other where we do like a really, really nice organic bed. We're going to have problems with both of those right now, but we're going to work through them so that we can make sure that we get the most amount of food possible. My guess is by the time we're done with the soil, we should probably have 5 videos, and we're not going to hold those back. We're going to put them out one at a time. Quality on these videos is not going to be up to my normal standard stuff. It's more about information and getting it out to you guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully within 5 days, all these videos will be out.